I would like to say thank you. I have passed 100 subscribers. To be very honest with you, I don't know why anyone would be interested in anything I have to say, but thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you who have subscribed to me. It really means the world. I know a lot of people are here because of the trailer, so today's video is going to be specific to how not to be a noob with a travel trailer. Hey, I've got a few tips for people who are new to RVing, who have never been in an RV before, thought about an RV before, but decided to be really impulsive and buy one. So basically, this is just a list of how not to be like me as a new RV owner. Tip number one, take a second person with you to the walkthrough when you pick up your RV, because you're never going to hear 100% of what they say, and you're going to forget to ask questions. Number two, second part of that is, if your RV was like mine in a special order and you ordered certain things like my missing solar panels, have a list of everything that you ordered that should be there and make sure everything is there. I know that sounds really dumb, but I did this all by myself and I had no idea, so don't be like me. Number three, make sure you're familiar with your car's specs. Again, if you're like me, I drive a Subaru Outback. They're very specific on what you can tow. So you want to make sure that you stay within that and that you keep your car well serviced, tires filled, brakes checked. I have a second sway bar for my trailer and an electric brake. Those are required, and it's probably just a good idea anyway. Number four, this is a bad one, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but I'm going to say it because if I made this mistake, somebody else probably makes it. You have to turn the propane off when you're traveling. Yeah, no one ever told me. How am I supposed to know? But I found out, thankfully nothing ever happened, and I now turn the propane off every time I leave my trailer, and I'm not using it for a little while. Number five, don't buy those extra things at the RV store. You can get electric extension cords at Lowe's. You can get other accessories for the inside on Amazon, like the same ones they sell at the RV store, you can get on Amazon, or you can get something a little less expensive. It's just a lot of money to shop there, and there's absolutely no reason to do it. Thankfully, that was not one mistake I made, but somebody had warned me ahead of time. Number six, try out everything that you have in your trailer before you use it, or in the first trip. I am guilty of not using one thing in my trailer, and that's the microwave. Every time I try and use the microwave, it blows a switch in my house. So I need to find somewhere else to plug it in to try it out. It's the only thing that I haven't figured out. But it's really important to familiarize yourself with everything that's going on before your first trip. Camp out in your driveway. I mean, whatever, it's fun, right? Neat little, like a clubhouse or something. I don't know, but yeah, so do that. Learning to back up. This is number seven. Learning to back up with your trailer. I have never backed up a trailer outside of a utility cart before. I am still learning. I am still not very good, but you could always go to your local school, church, mall, whatever, anything with a lot of parking and some space, and you can use some cones or just eyeball some lines in the ground. Practice backing up, practice how to swing out and back up. You can YouTube other videos on how to do it. They explain it pretty well. But do that, because if you wait until the first time you pull into a campground and it's a really tight squeeze, or it's a right angle, there's trees, there's ditches, trust me, I had to unhitch after the front end of my car ended up in a ditch and I was right next to a huge tree. It was a nightmare. Thankfully, I was able to get it out, but I didn't have the experience to be able to do this, and I should have practiced more before taking it out to some of these campsites that are a little bit harder to get into. You don't want to restrict yourself to only pull through campsites, you know, and especially for boondocking too. I need to have some skills. And just a couple other tips: you can join Facebook groups that are specific to travel trailers. I've actually learned quite a bit about my trailer through some of these Facebook groups. You know, and get out there and have fun. Just, it's going to be a big learning experience. You're going to make mistakes. You might even feel like a moron like me sometimes, but the whole purpose is to get you and your family out in your new travel trailer and enjoy the outdoors. And finally, there's a lot of apps out there. Campendium, I think, is one of them, if I'm saying it correctly. All Stays. There's a lot of apps where you can find campsites, free, paid, you know, boondocking. Here on the East Coast, we don't have a lot in the way of boondocking. There's very little national forest outside of New Hampshire and Vermont, so it's a little bit more challenging here, but you can find places. So use those to help you plan your stay ahead of time. And again, just get out and have a good time. Learn from other people's mistakes like myself and go enjoy. Happy travel.